And we're back again with another episode of IMP UHC. Starting off here with Dangers, who managed in last episode to take out the teal team using a notch apple. Now we know that the teal team was surprised by the border, but we don't know quite how much they were surprised. In fact, the teal team managed to lose their enchantment table to the border, forcing them to head back underground in order to find more diamonds so that they could get themselves fully enchanted. But before they could do that, Dangers managed to catch up with them and managed to take them out. But however, here we see the black team finally moving towards the surface, slowly staircasing up, and while they're doing that, let's hop over and check out the other remaining team. Team Purple here, who is looking for a fight. The question is, which team are they going to find first? Heading back over to Team Black, we are still on the move towards the surface. However, just a matter of seconds before Paul here breaks through the ground, and they are up, ready to join the others in the combat. However, it has taken them a long time to get ready, which does suggest that they have managed to have a little bit of a stroke of bad luck down there. We'll have to see how they perform in the combat. Unlike Team Purple, they do not have any equipment that is diamond, but they have managed to get themselves enchanted, so we don't know how well equipped they are. And just as we move up here, we see something in the distance, another team ahead. And based on the diamond armor and the fact that there's two of them, this can only mean one thing: we have the purple team down there below. Now the question is, would the purple team notice them? Oh, and here we have it. The purple team has not only gotten themselves suited up, they have also managed to get themselves a horse. Jam here is definitely in a position where he can put up a threat to the others. There's no doubt that the purple team here is in the leading, or is the leading contenders towards finishing this game, but we'll have to see. A lot of things can happen in battle, so a little bit of luck or a little bit of bad luck might just change the tides for this team, even though they do look like an almost surefire winner at this point. It looks like the black team has managed to see the purple team in the distance. The question is, has the purple team managed to see the black team? They're sneaking around, so they might be trying to stay concealed at this point. No doubt it is very, very intimidating to see the other team almost completely covered in diamond and riding around on a horse. But the question is, can they actually approach the other team here in any better position than they have at the moment? Purple team is quite far away, so they might not have noticed the other team. However, considering they're staying in the same area, it would suggest that at least something has been spotted. The question is if they're trying to figure out how to approach, or if they simply haven't seen the black team yet. Hopping over to Dangers here, we are at the edge of the map. No doubt Dangers is not quite interested in joining the battle just head on. After all, he is just a single person against the others, and he has already used his notch apple. Two teams against one team of just one person. It's a dangerous spot for Dangers, no pun intended. have to see what happens. Returning over to the purple team, we're still in the field, we're moved closer, which does suggest that they have managed to see the other team. So maybe we will see the other team engaged in combat in just a moment. The black team moving back a little bit in order to, what looks like, gather a little more apples. Using the time where the others aren't sure where to approach, perhaps, to get themselves a little more situated. After all, they did just break ground, so they're very likely low on apples at this point. We'll have to see what happens. Purple is still reluctant to approach, but slowly making their way closer and closer to the other team. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something happening soon. Based on their benefit here from having the diamond armor over the other team with just the iron armor, it would seem that it is quite a safe approach. But one does have to remember that positioning can mean all in a combat. Right now they don't know for certain where the other team is. Dangerous, on the other hand, seems reluctant to leave his hill, waiting for the others to go into combat, or at least someone to come to him where he has the benefit of being up the hill and thereby a little more safe with his height advantage. So while he is sitting there, let's hop back over to the purple team to see where they are. Now we are close. Still not quite there. The black team using the time where the other team is onshore to gather up the apples that they need, but also taking out a bit of their cover in the process. It's a little bit of a dangerous situation if the other team suddenly decides to charge them, but we'll have to see what is going to happen. Sneaking up to the edge here, Paul might be trying to get a little bit of an indication of the other team's movement. No doubt he can see Jackarou down there since he can't shift, but will he be able to stop them if they suddenly decide to charge? Oh, and there the combat has started. The first arrow has landed. Jam has started the combat with the black team, purple versus black. The team of two versus the team of two. This could mean all for the end of the combat. We'll have to wait and see how the battle unfolds. Pink here joining the combat, charging in from behind. Not quite able to keep up with Jam. Jam has to stay a little back in order to allow his teammate to catch up so that he doesn't get caught out alone. Otherwise it could end very badly for someone like him, because 1 against 2, even if you're in diamond armor, can quickly mean your death. The black team is moving back, and that might not be the best idea, but we'll have to see what happens here as they're going to retreat over the hill, giving up their position on top of the hill, or at least considering what to do at this point. Maybe trying to get themselves into a little bit of a better spot, but just as they're trying to reclaim the hill, they find out that the purple team has moved up over it and is now moving towards them, using their own height advantage against them. The black team is being pushed back. We'll probably be seeing them retreating here in just a moment, and there they go, running away. They need to get them off that hill or it will be very dangerous for them. And there they go. Out of range, just to try and pull the other team with them. At this point the other team has given up using the horse. They might have lost it, or they might just have abandoned it. Either way, they are now on foot. taking up a position in the forest where they have a little bit of a benefit, where they can attack them as they approach. The other team being in the open and them being concealed, it does provide some cover and defense, but the other team is trying to move around so they can at least get themselves into cover as well. Let's move over and see how they're doing. Now on top of them again, behind cover, is going to be a fight, it looks like. Both teams in close combat is going to end up in some kind of conclusion here. The question is when we will see it happening. Both teams seems very determined on actually fighting each other. It doesn't look like they're going to give up. Suddenly a turn of tides here. The black team chasing the purple team. Cave trying to go in with an ender pearl, but not quite making it all the way up there. So unless he shifts to the bow again, it's unlikely that he will quite catch up. But one never knows what happens. The purple team suddenly turning around and deciding to fight, making Cave have to pull back a little bit. Suddenly the team are facing up against each other again. But now they're both in the open field. There's no one that has the real benefit here other than the purple team being more well armored. We're going to have to see what happens. Oh, and just as he moves over the hill, Jam gets surprised by a creeper. Probably something that's going to make him jump in his seat. Not really the thing you want to see when you stick your head over a grassy knoll. But still, we have here Cave just on the heels of Pink, almost hitting him with his sword, but not quite. Pink turning around and attacking him. And there he goes. Cave goes down. Pink manages to get out and get himself put out, but just as that happened, Jambrew gets taken out by a zombie mid-combat. Not having seen it moving up behind him, it hits him in the back and takes him out, leaving just Pink and Paul left in the battle. Pink retreating here, but it's a matter of Paul is going to make the pursuit, or if this is going to be it for the combat. It would seem that Paul has decided to exit the combat, taking cover underground, so that he will not be found. Dangers is now on the move, however. At least moving out a little bit to see where the others are. He is now 1 against 1 against 1. 3 teams with only 1 person left, and he is suddenly in a position where he has a good deal of health left compared to the other teams. The question is, does he have the resources he needs in order to actually live here? He has spent a lot of gold in order to make his notch apple, which has already been used, so does he have enough in order to finish this combat? Returning over to Dangers again here. We see him still on the move. He seems to be determined to stay here near the roofed forest where he can be safe at night. It isn't a good idea to move around at night unless you intend to move a lot, but that also exposes you to the enemy. So it wouldn't be surprising if he stays here at least until daytime. There we have him, Paul hiding underground still, potentially waiting until it turns day when he can get out safely, not wanting to risk it quite yet. But what is happening with Purple Team? Well, Purple Team is also on the move. There's not really any benefit to just sticking around at this point. It might be a good idea both to hunt as well as stay in a position, so we're going to have to wait on to see what happens. But as long as daytime comes soon, we will be able to see some combat. Pink is running around trying to dodge the enemies while daytime is approaching. There's been an agreement to go to Eternal Day at this point, so it's only a matter of time before it gets toggled, and then the battle can commence once more. And here we see dangers, just as the morning approaches and the night has now gone away for good, approaching Eternal Day, and just like that he sees Paul there under the tree who has tried to sneak up on him. Dangers engaging the combat. Paul against Dangers, the rest of the black team against the solo player. Let's see who can come out of this fight victorious. Dangers has the high ground and Paul has cover, but just like that Paul takes an arrow. Black team is out. Dangers wins the fight, but who will win the battle? Only Dangers and Pink Swiper remaining. We'll have to see what happens in the last, potentially, episode. See you again in the next one.